Hey traders, welcome back to Mind Over Market Stories. Let me ask you something real, not theoretical. Have you ever stared at your screen, knowing exactly what to do, but still placed the wrong trade? Because fear or ego was louder than your plan. You knew your stop. You knew your target. But in that moment, you traded your emotions, not your system. If that's you, you're not alone. Most traders don't blow up because they can't analyze. They blow up because they can't stay alive long enough for their edge to work. This market doesn't reward the smartest chart. It rewards the trader who can survive himself. That's what this channel is about, not hype. Not signals, survival. Staying in the game one more day, one more setup, one more cycle without letting panic, revenge trading, or FOMO drain the account you worked for. So I want to know where you are right now. If you've ever lost, not because of the market, but because of your own hands, comment yes. If you've never felt that, comment no, so we know you're still trading with a calm mind. Either way, stay. Because today, we're talking about the only edge that never expires, keeping your capital and your mind intact. I didn't become a trader because I loved candlesticks. I became a trader because I believed, like most people, that trading would buy me freedom. I pictured slow mornings, coffee shops, laptop open, a couple of clean setups, $50 to $100, then close the screen and enjoy my day. No boss, no traffic, no one telling me what to do. It sounded simple. It sounded logical. It sounded like the life I deserved. But the market didn't meet me with applause. It met me with silence. What I found wasn't a movie. It was a war. Not outside, but inside. No knives, no guns. Just price bars flashing, numbers ticking, and my own mind turning against me. I realized very fast that the hardest part in trading isn't finding entries. It's staying human when money is moving in front of your eyes. At first, I did everything right. I studied support and resistance. I marked zones. I used moving averages, RSI, Fibonacci, candle patterns. I watched videos. I read books. I took notes like a college student. I approached trading like a scientist trying to crack a formula. And you know what? I actually understood the strategy. I knew where to put my stop. I knew where to take profit. I knew how to identify trend and where structure breaks. But here is where everything collapsed. When it was time to click buy or sell, my brain didn't follow my plan. It followed fear. It followed greed. It followed ego. I would tell myself, this time I'll be disciplined, and 5 minutes later I was moving my stop, scaling in, or taking profit too early. I wasn't losing because I didn't know. I was losing because I didn't do. That's the painful part. Nobody tells new traders, knowledge is cheap, execution is expensive. After a while I started overtrading. One trade turned into two turned into 5. I started taking setups that weren't part of my rules. I was placing trades just because the market was open. I was chasing, not trading. The more I traded, the less I won. I was like a car going downhill with no brakes. I thought I was trying to make money. In reality, I was trying to calm the anxiety inside me. Then one day, I opened my account and saw what every reckless trader eventually sees. 0, not a big drawdown. Not a bad week, empty, cold, dead. I didn't scream. I didn't throw the laptop. I didn't blame the broker. I just stared. Then I quietly turned off the screen and sat in the dark, asking the same question you've probably asked yourself. Where did I go wrong? I know how to trade. So why can't I keep money? The answer didn't come that night. It came slowly. It came through nights I couldn't sleep. Through days I reread old trade journals. Through every screenshot where I broke my own rules. Through the shame of watching myself do the exact opposite of what I wrote down. And finally, one sentence hit me like a punch. Good traders don't win because they analyze better. They win because they survive longer. That was it. That was the thing nobody told me at the beginning. The market doesn't crown the smartest. It keeps the ones who don't blow up. Survival is the real edge. A surviving trader is not the one who trades all day. A surviving trader is the one who knows when not to trade. Who knows when the market is messy? Who knows when their mind is messy? Who knows when to stop after 2 losses? Who knows when emotions are louder than logic? Who knows that standing aside is also a position? So I started again. from zero. But this time I didn't restart like a dreamer. I restarted like someone who had already hit the bottom and didn't want to go back there. I stopped searching for a 90% win rate strategy. I stopped hunting every hour for setups. I stopped telling myself just this one trade to get it back. I started practicing. Patience, waiting, observing, letting the market come to me, and trading changed for me. It stopped being a game. It became a survival path, somewhere along that journey. I met an older trader, about 10 years ahead of me. We didn't meet at some fancy seminar. It was just a small gathering, a couple of chairs, some black coffee, no stage, no banners. He didn't talk much, but when he did, the whole room got quiet. Not because he was famous, because he was honest. He said one line I never forgot. Everybody can analyze. The real story is, can you stay alive after you're wrong? Then he told us his story. He said he used to trade like he was untouchable, winning week after week. Tripled his account in a few weeks. He thought he had cracked the market. Then one night, one gold sell, no stop loss, total wipeout. Not because the setup was bad, because he refused to accept he was wrong. He kept adding to a losing position, believing the market would come back to him. But the market doesn't care. It just kept going, quiet, merciless. He said the scary part wasn't losing money, it was losing himself. For a month, he couldn't open charts, couldn't read news. Every notification sound made his heart race. His confidence was gone. He realized something that took me years to learn. Analysis never saved him. Knowledge never protected him. The only thing that could have saved him was self-control and the decision to survive. That day I understood what trading really punishes: loss of control. You cannot be emotionally chaotic and expect your account to stay stable. You can't overtrade and expect your equity to breathe. You can't trade without a stop and expect the market to show mercy. You can't revenge trade and expect your broker to say, "It's okay, we'll give it back." It doesn't work like that. For a long time, I believed good traders were the ones who could predict price the best. But after enough scars, I saw a different pattern. The good trader is the one still standing after 100 smart traders blew up. Not because he knew more, because he protected himself when things went wrong. I remember a week when I lost 5 trades in a row. None of them were huge, but they were losses. My pride was burning. My mind said, just one good position, bigger lot, get it back. My finger was on the mouse. My heart was pounding. And suddenly I heard that old trader's voice in my head. Every time you want to get it back, you're about to trade your emotions, not your strategy. So I closed the platform. I walked to the balcony. I took a deep breath. That was the first time I chose survival over ego. And here's the thing. I didn't make a big winning trade after that. Nothing magical happened. But I also didn't lose more. I preserved the account. I preserved the seat at the table. And in trading, staying in the game is the victory nobody posts on Instagram. That's when it became real to me. Strategy doesn't keep you. Discipline does. A calm mind does. A trader's biggest win is not a single huge trade. It's the ability to not die when the market goes against him. From there, I started to see a pattern in myself. I wasn't addicted to profit, I was addicted to control. I wanted to be in a trade because being flat made me feel useless. I felt small when the market moved without me. I felt like I was missing out on life. So I forced trades. I entered on sideways markets. I traded even when there was no signal. Not because it was smart, because I couldn't stand watching and not acting. But then I noticed something unexpected. The days I didn't trade were the days I grew the most. On those days, I saw myself clearly. I saw how much I craved the rush. I saw how I used trading to fill emotional gaps. I saw how I used charts as an excuse to avoid doing nothing. And I began to understand the deepest truth in this business. Not trading is also trading. Sitting out is a decision. Protecting capital is a decision. Waiting for clean structure is a decision. Stopping after a loss is a decision. All of those are trades. They just don't appear in your history. There was one day I watched gold range for 3 hours. No clear breakout. No solid retest. Just noise. Old me would have forced a trade. New me just watched. At first I felt stupid. I just wasted 3 hours. But then I realized, no, I won. I won against the urge. I won against FOMO. I won against that voice that says, if you don't trade now, you'll miss it. That was a silent victory. I started writing my journal differently too. Not just the trades I took, but the trades I didn't take. Why I stayed out. What I felt. At first it was anxiety, then regret, then slowly, peace. Because I knew I was acting like a professional, not a gambler. And slowly the market started to make sense in a new way. Not because price changed, because I changed. I stopped expecting the market to always give me opportunities. I stopped demanding money from it every day. I stopped trying to prove I was right. I started focusing on one mission. Stay alive. Because here's the math nobody wants to do. You can have a strategy that wins 55% of the time and still blow up if you lose your mind. You can win 10 trades in a row and lose it all on the 11th if you remove the stop. But you can also have an average strategy and grow slowly if you protect capital and avoid emotional decisions. Survival. Perfection. At one point, I asked myself, what do I really want from trading? If it was just money, I could have gotten a job or built a normal business. If it was freedom, why was I chained to every candle? If it was status, who was I trying to impress? The real answer was hard to admit. I was fighting myself. I wanted to prove I could control something as wild as the market. But the market is not meant to be controlled. So I simplified. I traded less. I reduced position size. I accepted stop loss as normal. I took smaller wins without feeling. Cheated. I stopped forcing trends on sideways. Days. I stopped watching every pair. I started asking, is my mind stable enough to trade today? And on the days the answer was no, I closed my laptop. That wasn't weakness. That was strength. That was me telling myself, I want to be here next month more than I want to be right today. That's survival thinking. Then something else clicked. The traders who last 10, 15, 20 years aren't the loud ones. They're the quiet ones. The ones who don't chase every move. The ones who know how to close the screen. The ones who understand they don't have to be in every battle. They're not the best analysts. They're the best at not self-destructing. And that's the part I want you to hear if you're listening to this right now. The market is not your biggest enemy. You are. The chart didn't make you double your lot. The broker didn't. And tell you to remove your stop. The news didn't. Force you to trade after 3. Losses. You did that, I did that, we did that to ourselves. And because we did it, we can also stop doing it. You don't need to win fast. You need to not quit fast. You need to last. Trading is not a get-rich-quick story. It's a get-wiser-slowly story. Every trade is a choice. Every choice builds or burns your future. If the choice matches your plan, you win, even if the candle goes against you. If the choice breaks your plan, you lose, even if you got lucky. In the end, I reached a place where I didn't need big explosions in my account to feel good. I just needed to know I didn't betray myself today. I didn't let emotions drive. I didn't try to squeeze profit out of a dead market. I didn't try to prove anything. I just did what a surviving trader does. Protect, wait, execute only when clear. That's the win. That's the real green. That's mind over market. So if you're in that phase right now, the phase where you're losing, not because of the market, but because of your own hands, hear this clearly. You're not broken. You're undisciplined. And discipline can be built. Survival can be practiced. You can train yourself to pause, to breathe, to close the laptop, to walk away, to trade small, to journal, to stay, because in this market, the prize doesn't go to the most excited. It goes to the one who's still here. Stay alive long enough, and your strategy will have time to work. Die early. And even the best strategy won't save you. That's the game. That's the lesson. That's the story. So here's what I want you to take with you. The market is not trying to make you rich or make you poor. It's just moving. The one who decides whether you stay or disappear is you. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to win every day. You just have to stop killing your own account. Protect your capital, protect your mind, and give yourself the right to still be here next month. That's the real flex in trading. Not a lucky 110 trade, but being able to say, I'm still in the game. If today's story sounded like your story, don't brush it off. That feeling in your chest right now is your trading career asking you to grow up. Start journaling. Start waiting. Start saying no to bad trades. Start choosing survival over ego. That's how traders last. This channel, Mind Over Market Stories, is for traders like that. Not the loud ones. The real ones. If you want more talks like this, raw, honest, no sugar, hit subscribe and stay with me. Comment where you're at, still fighting or coming back. Either way, don't quit too early. The market will always be here. Make sure you are too.